taking on the Catholic monks.
One that, I mean, it's sort of a David versus Goliath match, but David will not sit down and just take it.
No, indeed he will not, because as we know, sevens is a very slippery game. It's a game of momentum, and if you allow your opponent to gain momentum, the time is too short to recover. So KCB will want to ensure that they start strongly here, because Catholics have in it the ability to actually upset them. KCB, of course, with a much changed lineup from what they had in Prinsloo when they lifted the trophy. A few injuries leading to some players not being there, but the assignment is still the same. Having collected 22 points, they will want to improve on that. On the other hand, Catholic monks managed to collect 8 points, finishing 9th in Mombasa. So, clean slate for both teams here. We'll wait and see. They elect to go for a grabber kick, a very torrid one to handle, and in that case, Kipruto was not good with it. Ball bouncing all over. The bounce of the oval ball results in an early possession for Catholic monks, an attacking scrum. That scrum is not stable. The referee just gives it enough time. Should be shifting before the ball comes in, and the ref penalizes monks for just an aggressive feed into the scrum. It's a free kick. Kipruto just taps and goes, gives it to Bob Muhati, who crashes through the defense, but turns over the ball in contact. Catholic monks going in, looking isolated. The rack has been contested. The ball is out. Ref says play on. There was a knock on there from Catholic monks as they tried to retrieve the ball that was loose from the rack. And monks ensuring that they get the first look in terms of the points on offer here. Seems like the scrums will be heavily contested in this particular fixture. Going right to the left here, trying to cut through.
It's good.
It's mowed down.
It's good. Good.
Chris Sunday.
Dominic Sunday coming into the squad here. Guilty of just holding on too much. The supporting players did not arrive in time to secure that rack. KCB once again turn over possession. That touch finder not getting there. Kipruto, beneficiary of that, looks to the out. Players are too far off, so he elects to come in and bring in the defense. Wahenya coming into the squad for the first time, wasn't there in the driftwood. Ushers the ball out to the right, recycling it well. Still trying to feel each other here. Game has been played pretty much in the center pitch here. Sunday with another carry at the wing. Good retention of the ball, giving them possession, and Muhati just cuts back in off his right and is off to score KCB's first try, the center of the post.
That is try time. KCB, Bob Muhati.
Bob Muhati goes over for the first try of this game to give the KCB a lead with the conversion to come.
45 seconds.
Bob Muhati there breaking through the line. Ranyamboki hoped to get a touch on Bob, but couldn't get a finger on him, and Bob takes the lead in favor of KCB. Brian Mahinya coming back from the Kenya Simba's camp, looking to add the extra 2 points. He is successful. That is KCB 7, Catholic 0. Now, KCB coach who has no problems with numbers, would have stuck with the winning team from still quality spread all over.
Yeah, they have invested heavily in this particular circuit, and testament of that is in this particular lineup. Only one player started in the finals last weekend, and that is the scrum half.
Jenkins.
Yes. Now with a kick there, a little bit of nothing rugby played there, ball all over, and referee calls it back for advantage, no advantage for KCB for the knock-on.
KCB playing with a very strong starting seven. Nonetheless, their bench is still one of.
You have Asati, you have Emmanuel Opondo, you have Shiasi, you have Onyala, and you have Olukusi himself. Very, very strong bench. But they are being tested here.
It's quite unfair to have such weapons in your arsenal, and you're going up against Quer. But remember, Quer beat KCB in last year's National 7 circuit. So
Quer last year really started strongly. I think what helped them was what you had spoken about in the Mombasa, the teams that did the pre-tournaments, pre-season sevens, and Quer were big beneficiary of that last season. They started strongly. 2 semis last year, first 2 legs, and yeah. So there is a place for early preparations. And KCB just trying to secure their place with an early win. Still too close though, 7-0. They still have much to do. The game is a bit tepid. It's just ebbing and flowing. You can see that the chemistry is being worked on, still being worked on from the KCB side, and Quer not yet putting to good use the ball that they have. They will need to retain possession. They will need a couple of faces if they are to test KCB's defense. The game of sevens possession is key. Multiple faces that you have will definitely lead to the defending team opening up gaps. Isolating himself there and leading with an elbow, that is always a dangerous play. I mean, that was a dangerous carry there from Victor Umupere, and he's penalized immediately for that. He's lucky that he didn't connect with the opponent's head, and have found himself with more serious sanctions than just a penalty.
Yeah, yellow card would have meant that the task becomes bigger.
Hold it, hold it.
Jenkins Kipruto filling the scrum.
Brian
Wahinya coming down the open, the blind once again. Jenkins apprehended, too slow in the execution. Angeliti Lionel passing it to Brian Wahinya. Wahinya will shape to go towards the wing, and he'll offload it backwards. Ruck is formed there, player not releasing. Or is it coming through the side? Brian quickly taps and goes.
From side.
Yeah, but he does that ahead of Mark, and the referee calls it back. A little bit of indecision there by Kipruto. I think miscommunication with Brian Wahinya from that attacking scrum, and just managed to get Quer Monks back into play as he was apprehended at the base of that rack. Again, chemistry lacking in this starting lineup for KCB. Coming in on a switch, the advantage being played here. Bob Muhati with another strong carry. They will look to use the full pitch, but the defense was up in a blitz defense, and they go to Wahinya with the ball. Kipruto now should not be touched for the next 10 meters or so. Steps back in and gets pickpocketed. Ball is turned over.
He's robbed.
To pay for this if he just gets just composes himself and is all isolated.
No, he's not isolated. The cavalry has arrived. Quer now with possession, looking to quickly respond, having gone down. KCB on the defense, coming down the blind. Mulinge Linge, KCB. Nyamboko will be looking for his gasman on the outside. 1v1, 1v1, Jenkins. Jenkins, what are you made of? Jenkins, who are you? Jenkins, can you defend this? Jenkins can't defend this. Try time. Catholic Monks. Felix Okumu, ladies and gentlemen, beating Jenkins 1v1. Asking Jenkins Kipruto to make that defensive effort. And they go closer to the H, however not close enough for a simple conversion. Brian Nyamboko will be looking to add the extra 2 from out wide. Misses the conversion. That is halftime. The halftime score, KCB 7, Catholic Monks 5.
Were not predicted as they are right now. KCB with just a bare slim lead of 2.75. They had a very tentative first half. They never clicked. The chemistry was off. And I'm sure the coach, Dennis Mwanja, just had a word on his team there. Probably as he identified the particular game. But as a game of sevens rugby will show you, it's a game of momentum. And KCB do not have the momentum. Catholic Monks very much in the mix as they get an attacking scrum down here. Changes have been made. Asati has come in for Kipruto on the KCB side. Catholic Monks pretty much still unchanged. Gets apprehended there at the base of that rack, and these will be contested, held up, and that KCB, of course, not giving themselves any helping, turning over the ball from their own scrum down. However, we have to give it to the Catholic Monks. They have been all over the face of KCB. They have squeezed the space out wide. They have pretty much kept the game very tight. And they have used their possession quite well. Nakari just steps back in and opens the midfield of KCB. Slips and falls. The referee was playing advantage. Catholic Monks. Victor Mupere looking to go, and he taps and goes. KCB were 10, so it's good to go off. Quick start by KCB. Catholic Monks were caught napping there, and KCB will use this opportunity. Just spread out the ball wide. And that is definitely going to lead to a yellow card. Referee plays advantage though, but he will find himself, Felix Omondi, on the receiving end once the play comes to a stop. There it goes, double blast whistle from the referee. Felix Omondi. There is zero tolerance for interceptions, especially leading with one hand. And in sevens rugby, that usually leads to a yellow card. And this could be the opportunity that KCB were looking for. 7v6 as they ring in changes. Bob Muhati goes after doing his time, and also Angeletti leaves the pitch. In comes Olukusi, Elvis Olukusi. Step scrum this time round. Asati still apprehended. Referee plays advantage though, because Brian Nyamboki caught it before the ball was out. Judged offside. Asati will do well to play this ball out wide. Onyala with good hands there. The ball being passed to his knee level. Step back in, and he goes, gets caught. It was a bit of a seatbelt tackle, but beneficiary Brian Ahenya goes down for the try. Belabored try, but a try nonetheless for KCB. Second try of the game, stretching their lead to 12-5. Catholic Monks, of course, still have it in them as we watch the replay there. Wahinya strong in the contact area, strong in the tackle, just swivels off and gets himself into the try box. He goes for the conversion, attempts to convert his own try. Timed out, took too long, doesn't matter the outcome of that kick. The referee blows it full. And he tells him, I told you that you're running short of time. That was the last action from Brian Waihenya as he gets to go and rest on the bench. In comes Emmanuel Opondo and immediately takes over the kicking duties and offloads it to his man out to the right. Step in and KCB defense stands strong. They go and reset, but that ball was contested. They survive the first man, Jackal, and after trying without success to get past KCB defense, they look for the space behind, and a good recovery there by Mulinge, and he goes all the way. Dennis Mulinge, the bounce of the rugby ball being unkind there to Emmanuel Opondo, favored was Dennis Mulinge, and Catholic Monks hit straight back. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. If this conversion goes through, then we'll have a tie in this match. Brian Nyamboki, with all to do, he will do well to concentrate. But Dennis Mulinga just off your screens there with a good chase of the ball. Just goes all the way. He's a loyal servant of Catholic Monks. Plays at the center position. He has his fundamentals right about rugby, as a thinking brain, and just created a pressure situation for Opondo, who was not able to judge the bounce well. Conversion missed, so back to a 2-point lead from KCB. They go deep to pin down KCB in their half. A good kick. Good kick there to restart the game by Kwea Monks. Should apply pressure on this line out. Should apply pressure on this one. Cause an overthrow or a missed jump. But Onyala was at the end of it. Nice work, the top of that line out. Been quiet in this game. Good look. Shiasi comes in, holds off his defender and offloads to Asati, who goes all the way. And you can see now KCB now coming in strong, closing in strongly in the second half. That was a good play by Sikutwa. He knew he wouldn't get through, but all he had to do was get a line break, as you can see there, offloads to his inside supporter, Felix Shiasi. That is experience right there. And the running lines from Asati enables him to be a beneficiary of that final pass. Noting it down for their third try. Attempted conversion, not successful from Shiasi. So the scores remain 17-10. Still a 7-pointer, one-score game from Monks. Very much in it. We're at the very end of this game. Very end, and KCB elect to play even as the hooter goes, just trying to save themselves some blushes. Olukusi coming in on a hard run. And offloads to Tyson Maina, who knocks it on. That should be the end of this particular match. KCB with an egg in their eye there, their faces there. Catholic Monks dishing it out to them. 7